USC reveals plans and the speaker for next month's commencement at the Coliseum. We have more on how students and guests can enjoy the ceremony.
USC seniors are taking special graduation photos to showcase their personality, creativity, and success.
And class of 2020 grads have some valuable job advice for students about to enter the job market. See It Live starts now.
Semester is coming to an end, seniors are getting ready for graduation, and many are still figuring out what comes next. Good evening, I'm Olivia Novato, reporting from Hermosa Beach.
And I'm Jillian Carroll, reporting from Los Angeles. Today, USC announced the commencement speaker for graduation ceremonies for the classes of 2020 and 2021. A journalist and science policy expert, Beena Venkatraman, tweeted out her excitement, saying, quote, "I'm thrilled and honored to be delivering this year's commencement address at USC to the graduating classes of 2020 and 2021. Venkatraman is the editorial page editor for the Boston Globe. She served as senior advisor for climate change innovation during the Obama administration. Her latest book, published in 2019, has been named the best book of the year by Amazon.
The students and parents will actually enter through, or guests will enter through two totally different gates and have two totally different experiences. So students will enter through the gate that is on the very west end of the Coliseum, and they will actually proceed through the tunnel that players walk out onto the field on, and students will be in a combination of seats on the field, which will all be physically distanced, all 6 feet apart with 8 feet of space around them. So we're really trying to do as much as we can to illustrate that we're all in this together, and that it's on everybody's shoulders to make sure that the person next to them and themselves are in a safe situation.
It's not been 2 weeks since your vaccination, if you're coming back for graduation, or if you're just traveling in for graduation, you do need to be tested. Testing's available on campus. For students who are in the LA area, they can upload outside test results.
In order to attend commencement, out-of-state and non-vaccinated students must get tested within 72 hours of the ceremony and quarantine for 7 days if coming from out of state. Trojan Check and Grad Pass will also be required for student entry. All guests planning to attend commencement must show proof of vaccination.
It's going to be really cool for the students because, again, we go to the Coliseum all the time. I'm an alum, right? How many times have you gone to watch football games and go to different events there? It will be really cool for the students to, walk through the player tunnel, sit on the field. They're going to see their names and walk across the stage and get their diploma on like the Jumbotron and all the different screens they're going to have. I mean, that's pretty cool. And we're just really happy that we get to give the students something in person.
All USC schools are having in-person commencement ceremonies next month, and graduates are happy they'll be able to walk the stage and mark this milestone.
I'm very excited for that. I haven't seen so many people because I live in San Diego and go to school in LA, and a lot of people are not even in LA. So I haven't seen a lot of people that I usually see every single day. And I'm really excited to actually walk on the stage. It would have been very disappointing if I weren't able to walk on.
So I was really excited when they opened it up to out-of-state persons who have been vaccinated. So my parents are going to be able to be there, and I know that means a lot to them. So I was really excited that USC was able to do that.
Commencement ceremonies begin May 14th and continue through the 25th. For more information about the day and time of each school's ceremony, go to commencement.usc.edu.
Each school will have its own virtual ceremony, but each has different ways to make it special. Roski and Rossier faculty share their plans for a memorable graduation this year.
We'll be streaming pretty much photos of artworks by our emerging artists and designers. And of course, being an artist and an art and design school, we don't conform to the social norms of wearing, having I would say, uniform or some sort of dress code. So we really encourage our students and our faculty and staff to come genuinely themselves, to celebrate, be creative.
We have some congratulatory videos from our alumni and faculty, as well as they will hear from their program chairs as well. So it should be a nice celebration of our grads virtually, since we can't do it in person in the way we traditionally do.
The class of 2020 will finally get their commencement next month in a joint 2020-2021 ceremony. But will they come back to celebrate? We spoke to two 2020 grads about their plans.
I appreciate that USC stuck to its word. And when they said, we're going to give you an in-person graduation. They actually kept it. I wasn't sure if that was going to happen, just because, COVID has changed so many plans all the time, but I appreciate that they stuck to the plan.
Yeah, I think I haven't seen a lot of my friends who I graduated with in a long time since the pandemic, because our year ended in the middle of the pandemic. So, I mean, the beginning of the pandemic. So I think it would be a nice way to see them all. And just to honor the kind of really wild, intense, fun, crazy year I had at Annenberg. It's now going to have been a part of my life forever. And I think it's a nice thing to, if we can, to be able to go back and sort of formally actually conclude that chapter.
While many are focused on graduation, the job search is a big concern for many seniors and recent grads. The pandemic has changed the way some students are looking for work.
After a whole year of trying to get a job, and yes, I did have interludes where I had an internship. I finally see a lot of opportunities opening up, and I've had a lot of interviews. So it's I can finally see the light. The vast majority of people that graduated from USC are incredibly driven. And because of the pandemic, a lot of times it's the first time in our lives where we really have to take stock and actually have to think about, well, if 4 to 6 months from now, I don't have a job, what am I going to do?
Because normally what will happen is, if you're applying for a job, you'll go in person. They will probably bring you up to the station. I've only heard of one person doing that I know. So now it's just, there's more of a trust factor, I think is the word I really want to use. There's more of a trust factor because you have to trust, one, you know where you're going, and two, your job has to trust they know who they're hiring.
Recent grads have some advice on how to land a job during challenging times.
Everybody was just telling me the job market is pretty bleak right now. The economy is, there's this huge economic downfall. There's not a huge chance that you're going to get a job outside of college. And that was scary. Fortunately for me, I was able to secure a job a little bit after graduation.
But in terms of a job market, it was tough to navigate a job market when there really was no market anymore. And I think the most important thing for graduates coming this year is, even if you don't find a job, just do something to sharpen your skill set or your craft. But I am a real advocate for pushing your own projects and getting that out there, because even if you don't have a job, you could still, put some wins on your resume.
With the pandemic on its last legs, recent graduates and seniors are hopeful the job market will improve. One Roski student is also feeling optimistic.
A lot of it's remote work anyways, especially freelance and contract work. But applying for residencies and stuff, artist residencies, a lot of those have gone remote for at least the summer. But I honestly think that they'll be able to kind of accommodate that pretty quickly once they change the county rules.
Seniors can take advantage of career and job hunting guidance through USC's Career Center. One advisor and a talent recruiter offer some advice.
The bottom line is employers want to hire USC Trojans. They know who we are as students, as alumni, and that we bring a lot to the table. And so that helps us as well. And we all have that, the 5 traits of a Trojan. And I think that has to come through in your job search. It has to come through in writing, in the resume, in the cover letter, but then it needs to come through on that video interview as well. That enthusiasm, that polish, that motivation to do a great job.
My advice is to be a chameleon and be willing to learn. There are plenty of jobs out there for people with great work ethic, attention to detail, willingness to learn. So just have a great attitude, but come prepared. I definitely look for grit and determination. I want to see that people have a passion for what they've studied and how they want to translate it into their professional work life. So competitive spirit always helps to understand that someone's really going to strive.
Marino says recruiters are excited to hire college graduates, and she believes Zoom interviews will continue even after the pandemic.
This has been a unique year, with college students navigating online classes, social isolation, and a job search in a global pandemic. While feelings of depression and anxiety have spiked in this environment, experts say there are ways to mitigate those feelings and celebrate the positive.
Talk to somebody. Do not sit alone in your room, in your dorm, or in your apartment. keeping things in your head, because the more you keep them to yourself, the worse it gets. Now that they're opening up more, college students do have some hope to find the job that they're looking for, or to find a training that they're looking for, or an internship. But the bottom line is that, you have to reach out. You can't give up. You got to just keep pushing. The envelope is different right now, and you're getting ready to graduate, man. You're graduating, man. That's awesome. And regardless of whether you graduate in person, virtual, whatever, celebrate. And if things get low and you're concerned and scared, again, my big thing is, I'm a psych mental health specialist. I believe in talking about people, talking about things, talking to people, reaching out. Counseling is great. Services are good. Pastors are good. Parents are good. Friends are good. Man, don't walk this walk alone. Celebrate, enjoy yourself, but always know that you have friends or a village or somebody that you can talk to if you're feeling a little bit uncertain about your future. But your future is yours. Just reach for it and you can get it.
Students have many resources available, whether that be the USC counseling services, therapists outside of the school, or friends and family to support you and help you navigate this transition.
With students not on campus, many are looking for creative places to take their grad pictures, from swimming pools to foreign countries. One student took a trip to Egypt to reflect his success as an architecture student.
I traveled intentionally to Egypt just to take a picture of my graduation picture in front of the pyramids. I just wanted to reflect me. And I think that picture just reflects me completely from all angles. It's my heritage, it's my field, it's, again, as you said, the creativity of the picture. And it's a highlight of my career.
He wasn't the only student to take innovative grad pictures. These USC students took selfies at the ocean, on the beach, and some even seem ready to roll.
I can't believe the semester is wrapping up. It really flew by, and I can't believe this is our last show. But I think for me, one of my favorite moments was being able to go to Studio T. I loved being able to report outside of Annenberg. That was so fun for me. And then also being able to do the Tap for Tracing segment in person, being able to interview someone and film someone who actually used the new technology was really cool for me. What about for you, Taylor?
Yes, I loved Thursdays. Personally, this was my favorite just because I was able to go to downtown LA and report for the very first time. Being a grad student at USC, only being here for 1 year, I wasn't able to go on campus. So that was the closest that I was able to get there. So I'm super thankful for this Thursday show.
Yeah, I know that just watching kind of like the vaccine rollout was really cool, like through the eyes of See It Live, just because we started in January or February talking about like, oh, like certain parts of the population are getting the vaccine, and now we're ending with vaccines are, going to be mandated for graduation and for the school year ahead. So it's really cool to watch how the news kind of parallels life.
Oh, absolutely. And I've just been super excited to get the opportunity to work with all of you and also our amazing production team. And in this online environment, I know a lot of stuff is definitely different and feels a little weird for people, but it has just been really great to be able to continue going and to still have our Thursday show.
Yeah, I know. It's just been great to see how everyone's adapted, and it's been really fun. Well, that's it for this semester of See It Live. Thanks so much for watching throughout this unique semester.
We just wanted to give a special thank you again to all our producers, reporters, and our faculty. We hope to see everyone next year inside the Media Center. Have a great night and good luck to students as they finish their finals.